Hey everybody, welcome to webinar number 2. We're going to go over basically page 6 of your PDF. At the top of the page 6, it'll say B2G process. So we're going to go over the entire front and back of the process. The way we've built this process here at Govbidpro is we're actually reacting to the way the government is buying and procuring products and services. And so we've built a process based on how to go about doing business with the government based on how they buy. How are they buying? They buy off of the RFQs and RFPs that they solicit. They don't want phone calls or emails. So what you've got to do is build the following process. First of all, if you look to the left of the page, in page number 6, B2G process, you want to have a business development and bid capture office created. And so what are we talking about? We're talking about 3 different areas that have to be covered. Number 1 is that you have to research and find the right bid for you. The time piece is very important, obviously. If the bid is due tomorrow and you've got to put a 20-page proposal together, you might be working extra hours or not do it at all. So the time to respond is very important, obviously. That's number 1. Number 2, the documents to submit. Any type of documents, your references or a resume, or could be your passport or a background check. You've got to give that time. Also, any kind of requested information, a quote, where your any kind of signatures you have to submit, merchant distribution letter saying you're a supplier for that distributor. You could have that, and then type of submission also. Meaning you have to upload it. In some of the SLED, state, local, and education bids, you have to send your proposal by courier still, believe it or not. Okay, so again, we want to find the right bid for you. And again, we can do that for you here at Govbidpro. And oh, by the way, we offer a guarantee. If you sign a 1-year contract, we guarantee that you'll find we'll land you a government contract. Okay, sourcing. You want to find the right suppliers, the right credit facilities, the right vendors that'll give you the right terms. You want to buy on credit and sell on credit. That's very important, that you want to buy on credit and sell on credit. You want to find reliable and professional subcontractors that'll show up and are reliable. And of course, logistics, we'll talk about that in a second in terms of delivery of product with FedEx and UPS. And of course, last is submission. You want to submit on time and you want to follow up. So the 3 areas in front of the house are researching the bids, making sure they're right for you, they're right for your business, for your timeline. Sourcing, make sure you've got the credit, you're buying on credit, selling on credit. You've got the right vendors, we can find vendors for you. And then you're also submitting on time and following up. Okay, let's change gears now and go to back office. This is post-award. We're going to touch on a couple things because some of the things on here are really advanced, and we're going to talk about those later. Number 1, you want to fill the order after you got the post-award. So you've got to figure out your financing, your credit. You may have a tax certificate because you're selling wholesale to government, and government doesn't pay tax on sales tax. You want to check on that. And then your UID labeling on products. So when you see property of Bernalillo County, Pinellas County, that's UID labeling on the laptops and desktops for those school districts. This is a section that we're going to talk about in an advanced webinar called contract modification. But know that this is a part of the back office. There could be a change in budget or a change in quantity. So you may have to modify the contract. Everything has to be in writing. If you're going to change the quantity from 8 to 4, you're going to have to make sure to modify the contract, whether the government wants it or you want it or both. So we go into that in a separate webinar called Contract Modification. Look for that. That's coming soon. The logistics piece, we talked about that. Make sure all your ducks in a row are with FedEx and UPS, the FedEx store, the UPS store, the post office. Make sure you're all set to go. So when you have to ship, if you can't drop ship and you have to go ship it yourself with packing slips, you're ready to go. You've got that all lined up. And last but not least, what we all want to know is how to invoice the government. We have an entire class on how to invoice the government, and that's a full-time job in itself. They do have a special system to upload your invoices. Of course, it's net 30 terms in federal. Sometimes in local, you'll see net 45. But we can show you how to invoice the government. Let's move on to webinar number 3. That's below here. Don't forget to download the PDF if you haven't done that already. If you've got any questions, email me at mike@govbidpro.com. Looking forward to working with you. Thank you.